Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Redskins, they've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, it certainly appears that they had a pretty good formula how to combat waiting around all day to play a night game. Came right out, smacked them, and gained big yardage because it's tough for a coach. How much time do you spend with a team? How much time do you meet? How often do you actually eat meals? Do you get them out of the hotel? It's a tough, tough task to have them ready to play a night game when they've had to sit around all day and usually watch other people get ready to play as well.
This offensive unit today, they're going to need Dez.
A full combo plate. Size, speed, toughness, not to mention incredible aggressiveness going and getting the football.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Here's Elliott. Given 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. And the linebacking core could certainly be crucial today.
They do everything really, really well. Fly to the football, defend the pass, you name it, they do it, as well as set the defensive front.
3rd down and 5. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time. They go play action here on 1st down. Flushed out right and incomplete to open things up. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. We're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. The offensive line and its ability to open holes in this defensive front, something they were confident they could create in this game. Got the job done there, picked up the 1st.
And something they wanted to do. Have we ever met offensive linemen that don't want to people. I mean, they love
scared of
the running game. Guys want to do that, and when you emphasize it, practice it, and work on it, that gives you an opportunity to win the game.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Uh-oh, Charles, now you get to talk about your old spot, the secondary, very key here in this one.
You have to cut me off because, I'll talk about them all game long. Love to see those guys match up and challenge the best wide receivers.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Back to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now. Well, third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Now, this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Now a play fake here on first down. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play. It's
a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll look to throw. And he finds a man in the crossing route. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Still first down.
So now 1st and 15. Bryant spread out to the right. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. They'll set up to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to
pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up. dropped for a loss of 7. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So out now come the Redskins. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
Offside. Defense. First down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. They'll get 19 yards there. And that leads to a Washington 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. And now a 1st down following that long gain. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. In motion, the tight end. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. And the dreaded 3rd and long here for the offense.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big. But sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz. And even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Dustin Hopkins now for the Redskins field goal. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. 2nd down following the run. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Again, it's Elliott. Only a couple there, so he'll be brought down about the 28.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Redskins will take possession with a 1st and 10. Our eyes shift to the defense of the Cowboys now. And even though that last drive yielded points, it was a long field goal, so they probably weren't too upset about it. Although here, obviously, they'd like to give up 0.
Of course, that's the goal each and every time out. But when they make that type of a field goal that long, you almost give them a little nod of respect to the kicker, like, congratulations. But you do feel pretty good about not giving up anything big.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can not give up anything big on this drive. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. 6 yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They come out here in the eye. They're going to look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. It's been for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. This just a 24-yard attempt. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now, the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But there's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A dump off to Elliott. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
7 yards on the play. And just like that, it's third down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Third down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Now a play fake here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have highlights and analysis of this first half. I'm guessing mostly defensive highlights. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
Well, every now and then you just absolutely outguess yourself. 3rd and inches, and they decide not to run the ball. You end up seeing the end result.
The end result was not good. They elect to pass, and it backfires. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. It's away, and it's a high kick here, but not high enough to hit the scoreboard here in Dallas. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. The Washington defense getting ready. And they got to be feeling good about forcing that long missed field goal the last go-around.
And you know what upsets a kicker more than anything? Is missing a kick they think they can make and feeling like the other side believes that they had something to do with it. And it doesn't matter to those guys on defense. I know. They're taking full credit. Yep, we forced him.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They go to Elliott again. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 11. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 1 man in the backfield, Elliott. And he'll get it up the middle. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Returnable here from the 38. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Redskins will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw here. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw. And he comes back with 1 complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And a big face mask penalty here, 15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face mask area because your fingers can get tangled up there, and that can hurt you as a player.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. Again, he'll drop the throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Back to throw again. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up third down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up fourth. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left half, should be a fairly easy one here. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So, geez, you at least want your guys to get a drink of water. Probably pretty thirsty. Whatever, your wish, our command. Third quarter now. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And the Cowboys defense, they march back out onto the field. They're losing here as we begin the third quarter, trying to stop this from being a bigger deficit.
I used to play for a coach who always talked about getting the other team's attention. And in this case, they want to let them know that you're going to do...
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
On second down, Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up, loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And he winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. They come out here in the eye. And on the ground they go with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be third down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
The play clock's running down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped coached by a second-level player.
And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on third. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number one receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Bryant with a catch right side. A gain of 6 there on first. Second down now after the pass completion. They'll come out in the pistol. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2, now third down. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The defense for the Cowboys getting set to go. They're hoping to keep this margin right where it is, trailing third quarter. Don't want to get down anymore.
You're exactly right. They're in no position to give up any more points. They have to keep it in a spot where if their offense does catch a spark and get hot, they've got a chance to come back and win this game.
I guess the word manageable, you always want to keep it manageable, right?
Make sure that the game doesn't get away, and mentally you look up at the scoreboard and say, there's no chance of us coming back. On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. They're going to look to throw. He finds his target. It's Crowder. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Game offense.
So after the mistake by the offense, it cost him 5 yards, and now 1st and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the run there. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And they'll run it here. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Time running out here on the play clock. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. Play clock winding down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And Hopkins' kick is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Their dangerous wide receiver. His second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And this is going to be covered up by the Redskins. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Dustin Hopkins now for the Redskins field goal. This from 42 yards out. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that lead will move from 20 up now to 23. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 3rd down, Elliott. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation. The Redskins, they can smell victory now. They take a knee. National Football League, Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this.